What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another live stream. And today I am joined by Odin from Odin's Movie Blog. What's up, man?
Not much, man. Got some craziness going on today, but
I heard that. And we are still waiting for Jon Talks Star Wars. He's having some difficulties with Google Hangouts, apparently. Is that right, Odin?
yes. So he's saying that he's trying to get the browser correct because when we tried to do a live stream together, he was having the same issues. So I don't really know what's going on, but he should be joining soon.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, and we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to try and give it a few minutes and try to give Jon time to get in here. He's not going to be prepped on the show or anything of what we have going on. So he's just going to be walking into this thing blind. But let me get the chat pulled up here and let's see what everyone's talking about. I already have 150 people watching. It's lovely to see all of you. Let me send a tweet out also really quick.
Matt Deckard, who's so handsome? Please be specific. Who's the handsome one that you're talking about, Matt Deckard?
I didn't see that comment, but he must be talking about you. He must be talking about you. He must be talking about the person with the beard. So,
and then Matt says, "Why can't I be more like Jeremy?"
All right, come on, you. They're about to start hearing me scream because my internet messing up. So all right, we're live out on Twitter. Boom. Okay, so but we do have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about some of these no, Jeremy, you better delete your tweets. So here's the thing. So it was brought to my attention that back in 2012, 2013, I apparently said some offensive things, and I'd like to apologize for those offensive things because apparently in 2012 I said I had faith in Disney doing the right thing with Star Wars. So that was very offensive on my part, and I would like to apologize for my very offensive and deeply hateful remarks that I made.
How dare you? I did not know this. Oh my God. You're a despicable human being for having hope that Disney could do something with Star Wars. Oh my God.
I know. The hunky chunky funky monkey. Misa give you money. You be interesting. Okay, dokie. That's good stuff. Yeah, so I had some really offensive remarks, and I just want to apologize. I want to apologize to all of you for that really short-sighted and unforgivable comments that I made. But yeah, so we're going to talk about episode 9. We're going to talk about this craziness going on with the Guardians of the Galaxy cast with their unified statement that they released. And look who's here. It's going to take him a minute for the audio to come in, probably. Let's see. Can you hear us, buddy?
There he is.
Hey, what's up? Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
I apologize.
We are live, so don't tell any of those offensive jokes that we say behind the scenes. So we are actually live now, but I had to go ahead and go live. So, and this is the first time Jon and I have ever spoke, everyone. So you're witnessing history in the making right here. So everyone in the chat, welcome Jon from Jon Talks Star Wars to the Geeks and Gamers channel.
Thank you, Jeremy, so much. Thanks, man, for having me on. I apologize. I got out of work late, and I was rushing to get here. And anyways, so
all good, man.
I apologize for that.
All good, man. And basically what we're going to talk about some of the episode 9 rumors going around with maybe George Lucas possibly being involved and some of the other things going on. I'm sure both of you are caught up on that. And then the statement that the cast from the Guardians of the Galaxy team released about James Gunn. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then we'll just take questions from our community. The chat is lighting up. So Governor Tarkin says that is worse than Gunn. Wait, no, it's not. Okay, so Jon, just so you're caught up. So I was telling everyone that it was brought to my attention back in 2012 that I had some deeply offensive tweets back in 2012, 2013, where I actually said that I had faith in Disney doing the right thing with Star Wars. And I just wanted to apologize for those tweets because clearly I was drunk on Dr. Pepper and Yoo-Hoo, and I wasn't thinking straight, and I've been proven wrong. But that's what Governor Tarkin is talking about. Darth Hoagie, official punishment, right cart with a C 1 million times. Darth Hoagie. That's beyond. No, you're asking way too much now. I already blamed it on the Yoo-hoo and the Dr. Pepper. So, and I can just, what I can do is I can go full Kevin Spacey and just say I choose to live my life as a gay man when I get caught doing something.
So me and my friends, we have something called Spacey's Law. And the law is that if you ever get in trouble for anything, all you have to do is say, well, I'm gay. And then the media will just be so confused because like, wait, do we attack him? Do we not attack him? We don't know what to do. And so you'll have like a day or two before, things finally. So we call it Spacey's Law.
You can flee the country if you need to, and you've got plenty of time to do that. So.
And we have Sargon in the chat, and he says, "Are you guys involved in some kind of Gamergate against Lucasfilm?" Well, I know that a lot of our community is a follower of Sargon, and so I would need more details as to exactly what you're talking about. But basically, we're involved with calling Lucasfilm out for their garbage and their political BS and their attacks on the fans. That's pretty much the basics of it, though. Let me see. Let's see. He says, yes, hello. I watched his fans control Star Wars vid. And it sounds exactly like Gamergate. Is that what you're doing? I don't know. To simplify what we're doing, like I said, we're just unhappy with Star Wars. We're unhappy with the political nonsense going on. And we're here to call it out. So when Rian Johnson makes comments that we need less white dudes directing Star Wars movie, yet Rian Johnson doesn't have a problem being a white dude directing a Star Wars movie, we're going to call that out because that's garbage. When we see Chuck Wendig say there's a white male problem in the Star Wars fandom, we're going to call that out. When we see Lucasfilm executives say that when the visual effects industry has 75% men and they think that's unacceptable, we're going to call that out because when so what is that person at Lucasfilm saying? Are they basically saying that of those 75% that are men, you don't think that they're qualified for that job? So which one of those men are you going to tell them? Which one of those men are you going to say, hey, you don't deserve your job and your family is not going to get any more income? I would like them to put their money where their mouth is. So that's the basics around it. So, all right. So that kind of got me off track. I saw Sargon in here. So, but it's pretty cool to have him here. All right, Obi-Wan27883. Hey, Jeremy, did you see Shannon's newest update? Might need another show of support for her. She's wanting prayers, goodwill, and thoughts. And that is talking about Shannon McRandall, someone that we did a great job here in the community of raising a lot of money for her cancer treatment. And Obi-Wan27883, I will check that out. Thank you for letting me know. I'm not aware of her update, but I will look into it. Dylan Krubel says, hey, guys, glad to see John on the channel. So, John, you're getting some love.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
And another one, JJ Amesh, give us one good what's up, guys? John here. We got to have it.
What's up, guys? John here. There you go. I think Jeremy's intro is classic, though. He's got, in my opinion, I think he's got the best intro. So I'm just going to put that out there.
I will say I love the Ivan Ortega cut of all the different times that he's done his intro. I thought it was just fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's taken a life of its own. Even if there's days I don't want to do my intro, I have a contractual obligation to our community to do it. And I'll never forget when I first started doing that intro, and people started reacting to it. And then this was back when I had like maybe 20,000 subs, and then I saw people fighting. Like one person said, your intro is horrible. It's terrible. And I will never watch your channel again. And then I saw people in the comments like viciously going after him, like, fuck you. His intro is amazing. And I was like, holy crap, man, they're passionate about this. So Sargon says, guys, feel free to email me if you want to come on a podcast sometime to talk about this. I'm sure a lot of my subscribers would be interested. That will definitely happen. My email is jeremy@geeksandgamers.com. And I will definitely look into reaching out to you, man. I appreciate you, showing up here and talking to us a little bit, because I know a lot of our subscribers are followers of yours. So yeah, that sounds great. So when I noticed it taking off the intro, and I'm like, geez, man, this is insane. So anyway, I got a couple more. Let's see, James Luskutin, thank you for the super chat. Jeffrey Toon, I hope the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy don't think they have the chops to challenge Disney on this issue. They might discover to their detriment they are wrong. So let's start right there. So the Guardians of the Galaxy press release. Have you guys both read it, John and Odin?
Just did.
No, I have not.
During the
Sorry, go ahead, Odin.
No, go ahead and go to like Chris Pratt's Twitter account, John, or Zoe Zeldana. They all kind of retweeted it. So do you want to give us the bullet points on that real quick, Odin, if you have it pulled up?
Yes. So basically, it's just an open letter from the entire cast. And what I think is interesting is that it's signed and everything at the very bottom. But essentially what it does, it just says that they fully support James Gunn. It breaks down saying that they don't like all of the chaos that's been surrounding it. The one that kind of got me before the stream went live was the Volume 3, as well as discourages by those who so easily duped into believing the many outlandish conspiracy theories surrounding him. So it's not just that they're defending him. Now they're also calling any other conversation that's been about what he said as a conspiracy theory, even though I think most people are just disgusted by what he said and think that there should be more, that they think that it should be looked into. Because again, I don't think anyone says the things that he said. You know, obviously I'm not going to say that he's one thing or another. I mean, there's some people out there who do say like, oh, he's a pedophile, he's this or that. It's like, well, I don't have any proof of that. But I think that there's enough there to say, hey, maybe we should look into this just to make sure that there's nothing else worse going on here. But the fact that they're just kind of ignoring it altogether and saying, oh, they're all conspiracy theories, I think is a little odd for me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and everybody's heard my thoughts on this. You know, I initially came out and, you know, was very, very against it and still am. And the only thing I said was at this point, you know, if nothing else comes of this situation, then, you know, I'm willing to forgive James Gunn just for the fact that I'm not the thought police. I think his comments are horrible and he should be investigated. And here's the thing: when people say, why should he be investigated? Because there's a fucking question about children. That's why. And if he did nothing wrong, then he should not have to worry about an investigation. Nobody should. No human being walking the planet should ever have to worry about being investigated for the safety of children. That's the bottom line. Mm-hmm. And he made comments, a lot of comments that made a lot of people uncomfortable. And at the very least, yes, he should be investigated based on a lot of those tweets, a lot of them.
Yeah, and I agree.
That's simple. Yeah,
especially like, and I beg this question all the time: is that, well, I'm a teacher. If I were to have said the same things on Twitter, on social media that he had said, man, would not my job be also at jeopardy? Would not I also be investigated? Absolutely. And I would expect them to if I were to say things like that. So for me, it's just interesting how someone who, and somebody's like, oh, well, it's different than your teacher, than your director. It's like, yeah, but he's a director that's dealt with kids in the movies that he's done. So I'm sorry, but just to say, oh, it was just words and he was saying it as a joke. I'm sorry, but there were so many of the comments, there weren't even punchlines. There weren't setups or anything. It was just a comment. Like, it just had no frame of reference. It was just there. And I thought to myself, like, who would ever say these things just out in the blue and not expect some kind of repercussions for it, you know?
Yep. So, John, have you had a chance to look at that?
Yeah, I did. So what kind of struck me was the only thing I mean, when they're talking about conspiracy theories surrounding him, it has to do with the whole idea that he's a pedophile, right?
I'm assuming that's what they're talking about.
I mean, it definitely can't be, you know, somebody didn't hack his Twitter account and, you know, post all that stuff. I mean, the thing is, he got fired based on his Twitter, you know, what was seen in that Twitter account. And it's, to me, it's totally understandable that you would get fired after something like that comes out from a mainstream company like Disney. That is it's a children friendly company. Why wouldn't they fire him? I mean, to me, it was a no-brainer. Should he get investigated and all that? I mean, yeah, I mean, that's up in the air, but I mean, I could say for sure, I mean, there was no doubt in my mind that he was going to get terminated for those, you know, once they got out in the open.
Yeah, and it's the typical SJW playbook where 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4. If Roseanne's racist tweet makes her a racist, then James Gunn's pedophile tweet makes him a pedophile.
That's a great comparison. It really
no, that's true. It's true. If you're going to be fair.
Right. And they have no consistency. 2 + 2 never equals 4. They make up their own logic as they go. And so really, real simple, Guardians of the Galaxy cast. It's real simple. Just like Odin and I were talking before the show started. If you support James Gunn getting rehired, I expect you to also come out and support Roseanne being rehired.
Exactly.
That's simple. And none of you will. None of you will. You know why? Because one fits your political narrative and the other doesn't. And it's that simple.
And it's also funny. It's also funny too, because no one would ever call Roseanne a conservative. No one in their right mind, if you actually know what she says and what she believes. So it's just so interesting that she's probably closer to the people in Hollywood than a lot of other people. And they are just
linked to Trump. She's linked to Trump, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters to him. Yep. All right, real quick. Jeffrey Toon, I got that one. Phoenix says, so are the rumors of Lucas getting involved with episode 9 and Mara Jade possibly getting added to the movie true? So we do know that I'm drawing a blank. Carrie Russell, is that her name? Yeah, Carrie Russell was added to the movie. We know that much. We don't know if she is going to be Mara Jade. We don't know who she's going to be. But then there's the rumor going around with George Lucas being involved with helping with the treatment of the script for episode 9. That's only a rumor at this point. I've heard nothing else, so all it is pure speculation. And we look at all we can do is look at the pattern of news in the past, 2-3 weeks. We've gotten something none of us thought would actually going to happen, and that's the Clone Wars being saved. Nobody thought that was happening. And that was way out of left field based on how Disney has been operating. Then we have the announcement that Carrie Fisher, they're going to use footage from her from The Force Awakens, which, again, something that crazy Kathleen Kennedy straight up said wasn't going to happen. So it seems like a lot of the decisions are not being up. It seems like she's not in power anymore is what it seems like. And we remember Kathleen Kennedy's the person that decided to take George Lucas's sequel trilogy script and throw it in the trash and write this whole new character garbage that they gave us. So based on that alone, I think there's enough substance out there to say this rumor holds some weight. So what do you guys think about that?
Odin, you can go ahead.
Okay.
You can go first.
Yeah, I was just doing some quick research, and the only sites that are covering the George Lucas story are sites like Flickering Myth and Daily Express, so not really, reliable sources, but apparently it all stems from another source that I've never heard of called, let me see if I can find it, called That Hashtag Show. So that's where the rumor started from. That
hashtag show has put out a lot of rumors. Some of them have become true, some of them haven't, but they've put out a lot of stuff.
So it sounds like then that we're pretty much in that place where it could be true, it could not be true. I mean, to me, it would just make sense if you see that the franchise is struggling, which it obviously is. Just look at Solo, just look at the difference between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. There's obviously some struggling going on there. Why wouldn't she want to at least bring in as an advisor, maybe even just to help with the script, give some ideas, bounce some ideas off the guy? I think that would be a brilliant idea. And also, if you make it public, guarantee you that will already make a lot of people say, oh, they're bringing George Lucas back for a small role, at least in the creative team. Hey, that kind of gives me a little bit of hope that they might be doing something really cool with episode 9. So I think it could only help at this point. That's just my own take on it.
Yep. John?
Yeah, I agree with Odin. I think at this point, to get George Lucas connected to Disney Star Wars in general is a good thing. It's a good thing for Star Wars if it is true. It is kind of up in the air right now, or it's a rumor. But if he was actually to come on, and I'll believe it when I see it. But if he was to come on, it's definitely a great thing for Star Wars.
Yeah, I think that this would be beautiful if this is the case. And it won't. I'll take a line from The Force Awakens. This will begin to make things right. If that happens. So, but right now we don't know if it's true, and it's pure speculation. And as far as Mara Jade being featured in episode 9, again, pure speculation. I would bet no to Mara Jade being the character that Carrie Russell's playing, but we don't know yet. So
yeah, and I think with that one we have a little bit more information because the guy who created that character has already said no one has approached him to it, and that they wouldn't be able to go forward with the character without him. So that's the reason why I think that that one is definitely more up in the air. I think if they're going to do anything with Carrie Russell, it makes the most sense to make her Rey's mother. That to me is the only logical reason to bring her in, and that's like an actress of her caliber. I think that would be the one that would make the most sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Lauren, Ryan stole my fan fiction story. Just wanted to say, hey, welcome John from John Talks Star Wars. So
thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that.
And Party Alms Civi says, "Hi, Sargon. Jeremy, I heard there might be a few new female alien characters in non-background roles in the Star Wars movie show. Have you heard anything on that?" I have not. Have you guys heard anything on that?
No.
No, but I would assume if there's going to be new alien characters, they will be women, because you have to respect the women. Jeffrey Toon, Odin, you never mentioned this spacey law to me. Are you seeing other chatters in your stream?
No, that came directly from my friends. So my group of friends, when all that stuff was coming out, we just were in the process of, when you're just talking crap with your friends, you go back and forth with things. Somehow this concept of spacey law came out, and then so we made 2 memes, and it's basically it's using the face that he made. I don't know if anyone watched I think it was like the Oscars when Ellen DeGeneres hosted it, and they did the selfie, and he's in the back making this like face. And so it's like that face 1,000 times with like Spacey's Law underneath it. And so basically anytime anything crazy happens where like someone gets in trouble, we say, "Oh, sounds like they need to implement Spacey's Law."
All right. Governor Tarkin says, "Clear-cut evidence that Hollywood wants to live by separate standards than the rest of us, especially those with conservative views. Odin, you're right." Yeah, it's just so obvious at this point. And again, I think I'm going to speak for both gentlemen on this panel right now. I don't care what your political beliefs are. I really don't. I don't define people by their political beliefs. I don't. I define you by how you spell Mario Kart, yes, but that's a whole different ballgame. But I don't define people on their political beliefs. That's such a crazy way to think. What we define people on is, are you demonizing people for their political beliefs, and are you silencing the opposing views? And so much of that is going on. When's the last time you saw a Lucasfilm employee do a hashtag of MAGA? Didn't happen. You know why? Number one, they would be fired immediately.
Yep.
They would be outcast immediately. But it's okay for them to all go anti and negative Trump and talk about their liberal points of view. I just want equal treatment is all I want. So
I guarantee you, if anyone who is a Trump supporter were to say the things that James Gunn said, and do you think that all the cast and everyone else would be supporting them like this? Absolutely not. There's just no way at all.
Nope. And that's my problem with it. I truly don't. In the day, I don't care about anybody's political beliefs, and I wish none of us said anything about it. I know people on this channel, and I know a lot of people love it when I talk about, Trump or whatever, but most people just like, I really don't care. And that's true. The only reason I talk about it is because the SJWs try to weaponize that shit. So I'm gonna 8 Mile on them. I'm doing the Eminem and Papa Doc. I'm just gonna get out in front of you so you can't use it against me. All right. And Jeffrey Toon. Never mind. Jeffrey Toon. If they knew of these jokes, Disney shouldn't have hired him. Like you said, Disney is supposed to be a family brand. Yeah, I think there's no doubt Disney knew about the jokes. I think there's no doubt that they knew about these jokes. I would question, like, where was your PR team and where was your common sense to go, hey, James, might want to delete all this stuff, I mean, what did he apologize for it several years ago? And at that point, should have deleted them then. Just saying. So, I mean, that's my thoughts on it. So,
yep.
All right. And James Luskton says Gunn has to go. He is a risk of being a pedophile. Yeah. Again, I'm not accusing him, and I don't think anybody here is accusing him on the panel of accusing him of being a pedophile. What we're saying is, I wouldn't let my kids around him.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. After those tweets, there's no way. I don't even care 10 years after the fact. No way.
And this sucks. What sucks is that, dude, I tell you, I love Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 so much. I love them so much. And I was looking forward to him, directing Guardians 3 and then, moving into more of the kind of the senior role of the MCU director. But it just, you can't keep your job when you do stuff like that. You just can't do it, man. That's a dangerous game when you work for a company like Disney that's supposed to be family friendly, like they said. To Tony Clark, let them protest. Guardians of the Galaxy cast should all have to wear a shirt with the Gunn tweet on it, and publicly say they stand behind the man and the message. Pedophile shame. So Tony's saying they should all have to wear one of those tweets where he talks about touching children just because they stand by it. That is a great idea right there, actually. That's a great idea.
It's like, you want to own it? Own it.
Exactly.
Own it. Go ahead and own it.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. If it's really not that bad, wear one of those shirts.
Exactly. I think that's a great idea. I really do.
And then wear it to Disney World and see what kind of reaction you get.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually really good stuff. James Luskaton says, need Daddy George, go get his belt, fix Star Wars. Yes, I think we all agree with that. Darth Punk, it's simple. Gunn should be investigated. If no more evidence is found, maybe rehire him. If anything else is found, then the supporters are in trouble. I think that's probably the most level-headed approach that Darth Punk is saying. He should be fully investigated. If he is proven to be completely 100% innocent of any type of behavior, then that might be the only justifiable way. But I still support the fact if you're gonna rehire James Gunn, you better hire Roseanne. It's that simple. And moving forward, let's have the same precedent for anybody in these situations, because the overly sensitive culture, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's just got to. It's unbelievable. All right. Kai Norris says, and he's going to be happy I got his name right this time. I'm not sure I can endure Yavin Lucas do another Star Wars. The play on words. I'm not sure I can endure Yavin Lucas do another Star Wars. Nice play on words. I don't know how to say this name. Torgeir. Hashtag Fandom Menace. Odin, solid name. At Norway and fellow teacher, good work on the factual breakdown of Star Wars movies.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
everybody.
That.
Yeah, is Odin not doing a kick-ass job here on the Geeks and Gamers channel? I mean, he is kicking some ass. Yesterday, his video got a better like-dislike ratio than mine, and that made me happy. So I was thrilled to see it, because I love seeing you guys positively support all of the creators here on the channel, not just myself, but Odin's doing a great job. I know a lot of people, when they first clicked on it and they saw him do the intro and they saw a beard and they're like, wait, what? Wait, did Jeremy grow a beard? Did Jeremy grow a beard? And so, so it's a pleasure having him on, and he's doing some good work for us all. So
Thank
Billy
you.
Ritchie, let Cecil direct Guardians 3. He's less creepy. Oh man, that's a good one.
Yes,
that's
with
good
the
one.
mask and all. Yes,
and random game user 42. She says, so happy for Odin and John. And I'm going to have Random Game User on a stream here very soon. So everyone keep your eyes and ears open for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Darth Caesar, what influence will George have and how big of a role? If they didn't throw out his stories, they wouldn't be in this mess with characters that suck. 100% correct. And again, that's the question. We don't know. I would have to imagine George Lucas is not, like, let's just hypothetically say George is coming back to, help them with the script. I would have to imagine George is like, I'm not walking in the door for you to tell me no. I'm walking in the door to fix your shit. So stay the fuck out of my way. Say yes, sir. Say yes, daddy. And then go get coffee when I need it. I'm not here to be told no. That's how I would look at it. So, I don't think, because George Lucas, I mean, we all know with the whole prequel situation, it was kind of surrounded by yes men. He kind of made some decisions, that were questionable. And I totally understand that, but you tried. You thought you could do it without George, and you had some short-term success, but this thing has fallen off the map right now. So, I just don't know. Like, all right, so John, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at on episode 9 right now? Like, how excited are you? How optimistic are you, I guess?
I guess I'm so disinterested that I'm at probably a 1 or a 2, I guess. I'm more than likely, I gave my word back, what was it, February? Or maybe it was March. No, it was March. I gave my word that I was boycotting, unless Kathleen Kennedy, was fired, which I think she will be. And, Rian Johnson loses his trilogy, which I think he will. And so those were my two stipulations as to not, boycotting or not seeing episode 9. So I guess if those things actually happen, then who knows? I might stumble through the theater doors and see it. But at this point, I'm not interested. I don't care. Like, maybe when they drop the trailer, we might get all excited like we did for The Last Jedi. But I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm in the same boat as you. I mean, again, everybody's seen my reaction to The Last Jedi trailer and how excited I was. And I love how everybody's like, oh, he just hated, because there was a female lead. And it's like, no, I was really excited for what they were going to do with Rey. I believed that they were going to, show us why Rey was so powerful in The Force Awakens and why all of these things were happening, why she can fly the Millennium Falcon, why does she know more than Han? I believed that was all going to happen. And, it didn't happen. And so I can't see a scenario where, yes, when I see the episode 9 trailer, I'm going to be interested to see it, like the trailer, and see the tone and what they're going to go for. But it's going to be very cautious, and I wouldn't even say optimism at this point, just cautiously watching it. So, Odin, what about you?
Yeah, so basically, if they keep going the direction that they're going, I'm still stuck at a 1 because I just have no interest at all. Like, the Catholics came out, and I just had no interest in what they're doing at this point. And even, like, let's say, like, they get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson's out the door, they actually put someone in charge. Even then, I would probably only still be at a 4 or 5 because I just do not see where they're going to take this franchise at this point, at least within the current trilogy, because The Last Jedi just totally destroys everything set up by The Force Awakens. And then at the end of it, you're like, okay, well, where does it go from here? Like, even if you just rewatch The Last Jedi, which I know a lot of y'all, were you a part of the live stream when they rewatched The Last Jedi, or was that just The Force Awakens that you watched?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Which one now?
So there was a live stream where I think it was the High Council, or maybe it was just on World Class BSers. But
no, I was part of the Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
Okay, yeah. So but after The Last Jedi, I bet like when y'all saw it again, you're all like, wait a minute, where does it really go from here? Like, what do I have to look forward to? Because every story arc that was interesting from The Force Awakens was done away with and just ignored or just totally buried underground, like 9 feet under. And it was just like, I just have no reason to be excited. So even if Kathleen Kennedy's gone, even if they get an awesome, script, even if they have an awesome trailer, even then I'm only going to be at a 4 or 5 because I just don't see where they're going to go. There's not a lot of room for them to run at this point.
It's true. I'm dropping links to John Talk Star Wars channel in the comments and also Odin's movie blog. So you guys make sure you subscribe to both channels. Both guys are awesome. They paid me to say that.
Thanks.
So, No, not at all. But yeah, no, you guys are awesome, and I appreciate it. All right. So Thomas Gilkey, hey man, just wanted to say thanks for assembling this incredible community. Love the recent wrestling video. Buying Pensacon tickets Friday. Thank you, Thomas. You're awesome. You know that. And you've been here for a while, and I appreciate it. Jedi Knight and friend to Captain Solo just joined Patreon and got Cyberfrog last weekend. I noticed that you joined our Patreon. I really appreciate that. And a lot's coming to the Patreon channel or the Patreon site. I promise. I've been so busy, and I know I have not been doing a lot over there, but a lot is going on behind the scenes to write some of that. And so just be patient with me, and I promise you're going to appreciate it. You're going to love seeing some of my blooper reels on the YouTube channel where I'm like, fuck. Damn, I can't say that, So Mora says, hello, Jer Binks, Norse God, and Saint John. That's nice. So that's nice. Got all three of us there. And the last live stream I did, really Proper Jeremy made a lot of appearances. Proper Jeremy was just off the chain. And then we had Jer Binks, Misa Jeremy. What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Misa Jeremy coming to you with me another video. And then there's the SJW Jeremy. There's the Jeremy Stelter Jeremy. Is like, I was like, you guys this is out of control. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
I'd say that the stream's going to give you personality disorder at this point.
I know. So what happened with this Proper Jeremy thing is because everybody's like, every time I try to read and they're like, I'm stumbling over words and they're like, oh, Jeremy can't read. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I can read, but do you want me to be Proper Jeremy where I carefully enunciate and I carefully talk and I put my posture up and then that's how that happens. So now Proper Jeremy's basically become anti-Jeremy. So everything I'm for, he's against. So he spells Mario Kart with a C. He wears a pussy hat. He's very offended by racial jokes and everything's sexist, and everybody's a Nazi that disagrees with him.
And he must be an LSU fan too. Then.
He's an Auburn fan. He's an Auburn fan,
okay, that's right.
He's an Auburn fan. And it says proper Jeremy watches CNN. So
there is a proper Jeremy Twitter account out there. Proper Jeremy started following me. So
me too.
Just to add to the mix. Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's crazy, man. But this is why you guys do what you do. The live streams, the community we have. They're so supportive of everything we do. And they just make every day worth waking up for. Honestly, they really do, and it's great. And look what happened with Ethan with Cyberfrog. I mean, this community, it supported him and Ethan. And a big congrats to Uncle E for over 500,000 for Cyberfrog. Incredible. We just covered that on geeksandgamers.com. We covered that. We have an article over there. So it's great, man. It's great. So all right. So what questions do you guys have for us? Do you want to talk about anything outside of Star Wars or James Gunn? Do you want us to continue to elaborate on that? I know there's some people that have probably joined us late. We have over 600 viewers. Thank you to everyone that's joined. Make sure you smash that like button, like that smash button. Count Dukum Nukem, was there ever a letter writing campaign organized by you guys, world-class bullshitters? Also, how are plans to attend Celebration 2019 going? So yes, me, EVS, and World Class will all be at Celebration, along with I think Anna's going to be there. Ivan will be there. Hopefully Jesse will be there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's all heading in the right direction. Now, as far as was there ever a letter writing campaign organized by you or World Class BS? I believe World Class organized something like that a while back. It was before I joined the High Council, but I'm pretty sure that they had a video where they were talking about the correct way to tell Lucasfilm and Disney how we're unhappy. Because, and it still stands to this day, the points that Jeff was making in that video. You can just get on Twitter or you can write them a letter and tell them to go fuck themselves and call them every name in the book, but they're not going to listen to that. So you got to carry yourself properly. You've got to, speak clearly, and you've got to be, it's like constructive criticism and give valid concerns if you want to be heard. So that was the point of that video. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about though. The Cobra Viper, I feel a little responsible for proper Jeremy, but I really don't care. Jeremy, what Joe or Cobra would you like to add to your collection? I would like the 19, I can't remember. I think it's 84 Gung Ho. That's the one where he has the sleeveless shirt. I don't have that one. That's like the Marine Gung Ho, not the Marine outfit, but he's got the tattoo on his arm, he's got the hat. That's the one I want the most right now. And I just picked up a Beachhead at a thrift store, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's actually sitting right there on my little G.I. Joe shelf right there, so with Cobra Commander and everything. Nice. So all right, let's see what we got here.
Speaking of figures, I'm very excited because one of my followers who lives in Australia is sending me a Rose Tico action figure from Australia.
Wow.
And I was like, you do not have to do that. Like, seriously, that's probably going to be crazy shipping costs. He's like, no, I want to. I'm like, all right, because I've been wanting one for a while just to have like kind of like as a mascot. So once it comes in, I'm going to be rocking my Rose Tico action figure for all my live streams.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Brian Kirby says 83, not 84. Okay, so it's 83 Gung Ho. Okay, appreciate that. All right, let me see. Okay, Stephanie Janisek. Hello, Stephanie. How are you? Nice of you to join us. I know you're, we all know who Stephanie is here. So how much power does Kathleen Kennedy still have? So obviously this would be pure speculation on all of our parts. We don't know. I'm in the camp that believes she has no power anymore. We have not heard her do a real sit-down interview since before The Last Jedi released, if I'm not mistaken. The only real public comments we've heard from her was on the solo premiere, and she seemed to be very she was very guarded in everything she was saying. She seemed very uncomfortable. So I don't believe she has any power left. So what about you guys?
No, I feel the same way. I honestly think.
Steph?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Hey, Stephanie. I'm with Jeremy and I recently, well, the last video he put out was saying that she's out of power, and I at this point she hasn't made any appearances. She really, I just don't see her. I just don't see her being. I think she's been removed, and I don't know how much. I don't know how much power J.J. Abrams has been given, or if there's like a temporary somebody kind of overseeing things at Lucas. But it seems very clear that she's on the way out, and I think, according to a lot of those rumors out there, I think she is going to be gone in September. I mean, we'll have to wait and see for sure, but yeah, I think she has zero zilch power there at Lucasfilm.
Go ahead, Odin.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, honestly, everything that we've seen so far, which hasn't been much, is very. The fact that she barely did anything for Solo is kind of very telling to me. And I think that was kind of the first sign that things were not going well behind the scenes. I mean, they probably were like, hey, what in the hell did you just do with this film that you just ballooned the budget for, and we had a terrible opening weekend, et cetera. So I really do think that at this point, a lot of people are speculating that she's going to step down in the fall, and I think that that's very likely what's going to happen is she's just going to step down. They're going to have like an interim or something to that effect. Maybe they'll even announce a new head of Lucasfilm, so that way that person can ride the wave of potentially, depending on who they pick, potentially of a lot of happy people, ride all the way till December of 2019, maybe let that be the wave that maybe gets them the money that they're looking to get with the Star Wars franchise. So that's what I honestly think is going to happen at this point.
And Inside Gaming Online says, Jeremy, I live near Pensacola. Ever been to Marty's Collectibles? I have been to Marty's Collectibles. Marty's a great guy. So yeah, I've been there a few times, and he's a really, really good guy. So, all right, Phoenix says, Mark Hamill would be the best to direct the franchise. He's had the best advice out of anyone as to how the story should proceed. Otherwise, I'm boycotting Star Wars until major changes are made. I don't know. Has Mark Hamill ever directed anything? I know nothing major, but I'm saying, has he directed any small stuff before? I don't think he has.
Check that right now.
But I hear what Phoenix is saying. Phoenix is making a point that, with everything Mark has said, I mean, he clearly gets this universe. He clearly gets these characters. Can you imagine this sequel trilogy if Mark Hamill had creative involvement in it, and how massively different it would have been? God dang it. I wish I wouldn't even have started. Can you imagine how much different this would have been?
Yeah, so he hasn't directed anything major. It was Comic Book the Movie, which was a video, and then Lego Star Wars Revenge of the Brick, he was the sequence director on. So nothing huge, but as far as like Kathleen Kennedy is concerned, that's more of a producer role, and he's been a producer on a few different things. So I think that definitely would have been significantly better.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So good comments, Phoenix, but painful comments for me to think about if Mark Hamill had creative involvement from the start of episode 7. Yep. Easy Cheese 788, you guys rock. What an awesome team representing normal, diverse, non-racist, non-sexist Star Wars fans. Listen up, Disney. How did we get here? Keep fighting. Lord willing, we'll see you next time. Well, thank you, Easy Cheese. And yeah, I'm honored to have these guys on the Geeks and Gamers channel. I would love for us to do this on a weekly basis as possible. I've got a lot of things we're trying to plan for Geeks and Gamers, and anything we can do, I want to help get you guys, your subscriptions up. But John, you're over 10,000 now, right?
Yeah, a little over 11,000 right now. And congrats, by the way, on 70K. That's awesome.
Yeah, yes. Man, it's we've got a when I hit 70K, one of our subs said, all right, Jeremy, now can I delete my 60,000 fake accounts? That was from Sweet Tooth. I'll never forget that one. That one maybe. But yeah, but 70K is crazy. I've said it many times, the beginning of the year, this YouTube channel had like 800 subs. Wow. And so it's just it's great. And it's funny. I mean, and I don't take anything for granted, but also when you're in the middle of it, I mean, like before, if I was gaining 100 subs a day in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, I'm the next PewDiePie. I gained 100 subs today. And now when I gain 100 subs, I'm like, fuck, it's all falling apart. Nobody likes me anymore. It's all over with. It's just, that's how it goes. And so, but it's, I sincerely appreciate all the support. And I just want to help, support other good channels like John and like Odin. And, there's a lot of good people out there. And it's awesome. So, but thanks, John. All right. So Bagel Goose Bagel Goose. Not enough Cecil. Keep up the good work, my man. Good old Cecil. Good old Cecil with his troll account. Everyone say hello to Cecil. And let him know that you're thinking about him and you would love to see him on the Geeks and Gamers channel very soon.
Yes.
Lotto 2001, based only off the Clone Wars trailer, do you think it will be somewhat based off the Ahsoka book? I think it's definitely going to tie into the Ahsoka book. And I haven't finished the Ahsoka book, but I know about all of the stuff that happens in it. And yes, I think they're definitely going to touch on to many topics within the Ahsoka novel. I think that's just that's the definite. So are you guys familiar with the Ahsoka novel?
I am not. No,
Okay.
that's definitely your territory.
Okay.
Let's see. I just finished the first Thrawn book, which again I say please read it because it's fantastic.
You were like, dude, do it now. So,
I've never gone through a book that quickly before in my entire life because I have ADD, so my mind's all over the place. But oh my god, it's so good.
And really, for me, it's just I'm just terrible about reading books. That's really what it comes down to. I don't know. I have so much going on. I have the audiobook and I have the hardcover of the Ahsoka novel. And I definitely prefer the audiobook because Ashley Eckstein reads it, which is great. But it's really good. So, all right. So Easy Cheese 788. Kathleen Kennedy barely knows what's going on at Lucasfilm anymore. She's out. She deserves it. Her entire team should follow. God have mercy on their souls. Easy Cheese dropping some bombs. I love it. Yeah, and it's true. I've already said this many times. I'll say it again. If Kathleen Kennedy's gone, Rian Johnson's gone. And if Kathleen Kennedy's gone, then the story group is gone. Like, I firmly believe that those things are all connected. I do. I think that, and it's all about just connecting the pieces. Did John and Odin, did you guys both hear about the Reddit post from a former Lucasfilm employee where they were talking about, like Bob Iger really likes J.J. Abrams, but he doesn't like Rian Johnson and he's not happy with Kathleen Kennedy. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
It sounds familiar. It sounds really familiar.
I did a video on it, and I think according to so when it was posted on Reddit, and again, I'm not a big Reddit user. When it was posted on Reddit, the mods, I guess, in the subreddit, basically at first they said that they were skeptical, but they did some follow up with the original poster. And apparently that person confirmed some things to them and made them go, okay, we actually think that this could be 50% true. The thing about the post is it was ridiculously like pro JJ Abrams, like painfully pro JJ. And again, I'm a fan of JJ, but my God, man, this was like bad pro JJ. But it said things like, that Bob Iger likes JJ. Offered JJ to take over Lucasfilm, wants Kathleen Kennedy gone, decided that Kathleen Kennedy wouldn't listen to Bob Iger when Bob was trying to tell her that the direction you're moving in is the wrong direction. So he decided, I'm just going to let her jump off the cliff and not give her a parachute and let her, figure it out for herself. All that stuff just seems like it's adding up at this point. It seems like with the news with Carrie Fisher and stuff that JJ does have some power now. I don't think JJ will take over Lucasfilm. I don't think he would be interested in that. He has way too many things going on. I don't want JJ to take over Lucasfilm. I want them to get a figurehead to run the business side, and I want them to let Dave Filoni run all creative. That's what I want. You don't have to give Dave Filoni Kathleen Kennedy's job, but you need to give him head of creative. Anomaly Inc. just asked about the $3 Theater video. So I'm sure everyone saw my response video I made. So I'll let my response video speak for itself. Odin, John, you guys have any thoughts on the $3 Theater Star Wars haters video from Mundane Matt?
So I have not seen his video yet, so I can't respond to him point by point. But just watching yours, I can tell that he obviously doesn't really understand where the frustration is, but also what it is that we actually want. And it really comes down to this once again, that we want to like the Star Wars films. We want to love the Star Wars films. We want to spend our money, go see it opening night, go see it 5 times, go bring our families, all this other stuff, buy the merchandise. We want those things. But the problem is that the people running Lucasfilm right now just don't know what the hell they're doing. You were just saying about how you want an executive who actually knows what they're doing. And I think that's really important, because it's one thing for a producer to do certain things behind the scenes. It's another for that person to know this is where the films need to go. This is what needs to happen. These things need to connect. These things don't work. That's what the executive producer needs to be. That's what the head of Lucasfilm needs to be. The person who says, wait a minute, this does not fall in line with what the direction that we're going in. See, a good producer would have said, hey, I like what you're trying to do, Rian Johnson. I might even agree with the things you're trying to do, but this doesn't work with the film that we already had. So you need to start to rethink some things because it's just not working. I like what you're doing, but we need to rethink some things to make them work. She didn't do that. And then, of course, there's everything going on with her just, basically ignoring Solo and Lord of Miller's running of it until 80% of it was done, and then saying, oh, I don't like this. This is not the direction that I was wanting it to go. And at that point, it was like already too late, to the point where now they had to hire someone else. So basically, for me, I think the frustration is totally valid of people because she honestly has no idea what she's doing. There's so much evidence to that fact. And so for someone to try and question that, to me, is kind of like ridiculous.
Yep. Now, and good points. John, any thoughts?
I did not see that $3 theater. Actually, Anomaly Inc. told me about it yesterday, and I haven't had the chance to watch it. But I mean, here's the thing: it's the internet. Like, the praise. I feel like it's high risk, high reward when it comes to especially a Star Wars film or any huge franchise movie. Is the response overblown sometimes? Yeah, probably. And sometimes things catch on like a wildfire. But at the same time, I mean, that's just the nature of the internet. And there is validity. Like, there definitely is validity to, if there wasn't as many fans frustrated with this movie, with The Last Jedi and with Kathleen Kennedy's handling of Star Wars, then, we wouldn't be in the spot that we're in today. So it's like, that is the nature of the internet. Things do spread faster, and they can get blown out of proportion sometimes, and sometimes people do take it too far. But again, that's the nature of the internet. And I think, again, that Rotten Tomatoes score, it's 46%. I mean, that says everything. That audience score, to me, I always keep going back to it because it says everything.
Yep, that's right. And so it just, like I said, my video, you guys can check it out. It's the most recent upload to the channel. And that was my response to it. So let's see, Nicholas Glenn, when are you having Doomcock on? Probably this week. I know Doomcock and I talked through Twitter, I think Friday. I can't remember. But we're definitely going to make that happen, hopefully this week. It'll be very soon. Same with Star Wars Theory. Everybody keeps asking about that one too. Jeffrey Toon, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Donkey Punch. Even though I'm a conservative, I am welcome here. Yes, you are. Conservatives, liberals, even you bastards that misspell Mario Kart are here.
Which are just Nazis. Let's just throw it out there.
I mean. All right, let me find it. Jedi Knight and friend to Captain Solo. Mission Impossible Fallout had more nostalgia and feels than The Last Jedi. Yes, it did. Have you guys seen Mission Impossible Fallout yet?
Oh, it's so good. Yes. So I did a review on my channel about it, and what I loved most about it, and actually me and my wife watched Mission Impossible 1 yesterday because she has never seen any of them. So I'm starting to build her through those. Unfortunately, that means we have to watch 2 next, which is my least favorite. But when I was watching the first one, I saw just how many callbacks in MI6 that there are to the original. Like, there are so many just tiny little details that are in the first Mission Impossible film that they go back to in Mission Impossible 6, but it does so in such a way where it just, as that person was saying, it really is nostalgia, because you're remembering, oh, I remember why I love this franchise, not just because of the story elements, but also because of the twists and the turns. And of course, just the action is just insane. There were things that people to this day, the first Mission Impossible film, everyone remembers him almost hitting the ground and floating above the air, doing all those things. We had those moments in this film. We had so many of those moments that people are going to remember for years to come because they're just so iconic. And I don't know if this is the end or not, because obviously Tom Cruise is getting up there in years. But I mean, if this was if for any reason he says I can't do anymore because of age, this is a hell of a way to go out, because it was just so damn good. And the stunt team needs so much attention and so much cred for that, because they made that film with everything that they did with those.
Yeah, we're not going to give you any spoilers. Don't worry. No, John, have you seen it yet?
I've not seen it, no. But
John,
from what I hear,
John, end this stream right now and get your ass to the theater. It's that good. No, I'm kidding. No,
if it's anywhere near as good as Ghost Protocol or
dude, it's better.
Remake,
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah, I'll be
it's
happy.
better. It's now. I'm a
Okay.
big Mission Impossible fan. I love these movies. The second one's the only one I really didn't like.
Yeah.
This is the best Mission Impossible. It's now. I don't. We're not gonna spoil it. Don't worry. But Odin, remind me later. I got a question for you.
Okay.
About it. But I gotta say, it is. I'm just gonna say it. It's goddamn fucking phenomenal. Okay. Just
Demonetized. Demonetized.
All right, guys. I'm gonna see it.
he finally took it. He's like, all right, I can't take it anymore. No, but it is so good. It's so good. Henry Cavill's like this, and a lot of people said The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was a breakout role for him. I haven't seen that one yet, but
it's better than you would think it is for sure.
Cavill is so good in this movie. Tom Cruise is a legitimate superhero. Like, it's so good. So yeah, if you have not seen Mission Impossible Fallout, go see it right now. Even if you need to spend time with your family, put this before your family. It's that important.
Instead of going to mass on Sunday, go watch this film.
It's so good though. Stephen Ray, Jeremy, got some SJW info that might interest you. Any chance we could chat privately sometime after the live show? Dr. Pepper for your time. Thank you. Shoot me an email, jeremy@geeksandgamers.com, or private message on Twitter, and we can try to set something up. Really good, Chef. Do you think the Dune reboot, if the Dune reboot is good, it will be the final blow to Star Wars? I don't know how that would apply to Star Wars per se, but isn't Denis, I don't know how to say it, Denis Villeneuve? How do you say it, Odin?
No, I think you're correct. I always said Villeneuve, but it's Villeneuve.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got to be really excited about this Dune reboot or remake or whatever it is. So,
and this is something, even though I have no real understanding or knowledge of the Dune universe, all I know is that he's attached to it. And I love every single thing this guy does. I read the whole list of films that he's done in previous streams, but he has not made a bad film yet. And that's very rare in Hollywood for someone to have that kind of a pristine
Nolan.
Yeah, we can talk about Nolan and how, you know.
All right, everybody. Odin is no longer with Geeks and Gamers. John Talks is going to be the new box office guy. No, I'm kidding.
Dunkirk was great. Dunkirk was awesome.
Yeah, but no, anyway. But you know what I mean. Like, I'd put Christopher Nolan up there too, because even the ones that I'm not too crazy about are still 1,000 times better than 99% of everything else that Hollywood puts out every single year. So I would definitely put Nolan up there for sure. But like, that's the reason why I'm excited about it, because if you want the evidence as to why you should be excited for Dune, Blade Runner 2049. He made a modern epic masterpiece that nobody saw, unfortunately. And to me, he's just going to do that much better with Dune, I think, because I've heard so many great things about the Dune franchise and how dense it is. I feel like that's a perfect challenge for him, because he loves to take stuff like that and make it palatable to audiences. So I'm very excited.
Any thoughts on that, John?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Even though, again, like Odin, I have no knowledge of Dune. I've seen a couple scenes from the original movie that, who was it? Was it David Lynch?
Lynch
did Odin? Yeah. And it was pretty, you know, I like some stuff from David Lynch, but that film looked like it was pretty difficult to watch. But I'm definitely excited about Denis Villeneuve. I mean, he's, like Odin said, Sicario was amazing. Nobody talked about that movie. Oh, I mean, it just didn't get the recognition I think it deserved. Blade Runner 2049. Prisoners was a great, you know, that was an underrated movie too. I mean, everything he's ever touched.
Arrival, I mean, oh my God, so many.
Arrival, yeah. Arrival was amazing too. I mean, I get it. Some people, his pacing and stuff, but I feel like his style is just hypnotic. Like, he just draws you in and you just get sucked into this world. And I think Dune is the perfect canvas for him to paint on. So.
Yeah, and Point of Light Prod says, "You're kidding, Jeremy. Star Wars borrows elements from Dune." I understand that, but the point I was thinking, like, nothing. Star Wars isn't affected by anything but Star Wars. If Star Wars is good, then Star Wars is going to be successful. If Star Wars sucks, then Star Wars, and clearly it sucks right now, and that's what's going to affect it. Nothing else is going to affect it. I remember having a conversation with my cousin about when Guardians came out, Guardians of the Galaxy, what was that, 2013, 2014? I think it was 2014. Guardians came out. Everyone loved it. and it had this Star Wars feel. And I remember my cousin was talking to me. He says, "Do you think this is like this could be what Star Wars should be? Do you think this is going to affect it?" No, it has no effect on Star Wars. Only Star Wars affects Star Wars. And when Star Wars is good, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anything else is doing. Star Wars only affects Star Wars. That's how I look at it. So, that's why Solo was garbage, because not necessarily, and I'm not even talking about the film itself, I'm just talking about the performance of it. Why? Because The Last Jedi hurt the brand of Star Wars so bad.
Yep.
And it's so disappointing. So Tony Clark, if Gunn rehired tweets and cast members go into book acknowledgement. I don't know what you're trying to say, Tony. If Gunn rehired tweets and cast members go into book acknowledgements next Guardians of the Galaxy color. Oh, okay. So I see what he's saying now. If the James Gunn tweets, if they rehire Gunn, the tweets and the cast members have to go into a book acknowledging the next Guardians of the Galaxy coloring book novel. Disney Park parents first to judge before published. If family friendly, surely next New York Times bestseller. I've tried to work through that one the best I could. Tony, you were typing too fast. But the point he's trying to make is that if Gunn's rehired, take those tweets and they should be included in the Guardians of the Galaxy coloring book. And that's a good point. Like, how much do you want to stand by this stuff? Like, if you're gonna own it, own it. If you're gonna own it, own it. And I don't think you'll own it. Obi-Wan27883, I just can't even with Tom Cruise anymore. Ugh. Look, Tom Cruise, I don't care if he's crazy. I don't care if he's Scientology. I don't care. The dude's a legend. He was in Jerry Maguire. That's enough for me. Jerry, my mother effing Guire, and A Few Good Men, everything. Top Gun. I mean, Tom Cruise is a legend. What do you guys think about Tom Cruise overall? I know he's crazy.
He's a great actor, and I think he's an underrated actor too, because he plays in so many action films, and that's what he's known for. But yeah, Tom Cruise, I mean, Magnolia was a movie that I think highlighted his acting ability, and Rain Man 2 is one of my personal favorites. Definitely my favorite. So
I love Tom Cruise, man. I really do. Now, Rhaegar Targaryen talked about like Tom Cruise for Green Lantern. I remember that story coming out. I would 100% not be a favor of that. I need Tom Cruise to be in like movies that he can be Tom Cruise. I don't need him being a pre-existing character. Go ahead, Odin.
No, I think that, to me, again, this goes back to that concept of separating the person from like the craft. And I feel like you have to do that with him too. Like, I'm not going to deny that he does some crazy things in real life. And of course, there's a whole discussion you have about Scientology. But when it comes to him on screen, though, is he the strongest actor in the world? Is he going to win an Oscar? No, not necessarily. But you can't deny that he has shown himself to be an amazing action star. I mean, not just what he did with Mission Impossible, but even Jack Reacher, which the second one wasn't too great. But the first one, I wasn't expecting anything from that franchise. I was like, oh, this is going to be Mission Impossible again. But he was able to take an action film and also make it its own and make something stand on its own too. Jack Reacher was my favorite films of that year. So I love him. I think he's great on screen. I love him.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. So he's probably the greatest action star, and I don't mean he's like the greatest, like at fighting per se and all that. I'm just saying like his resume speaks for itself. That's all I'm saying. And the dude's, how old is he? Mid-50s? He's still
almost 60. I think he's like 58.
He's still kicking ass.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
oh my
man.
Goodness.
It's crazy.
He doesn't age.
No, Mega Jetty 1, have you seen Star Wars What If vids? If so, I got one answered. What if Luke beat Vader in Empire Strikes Back? Luke chops Vader's hand after shoulder hit. What then? I don't think I've seen any of the Star Wars What If videos. I mean, I understand the basic concept of them, of what if this happened? How would this change things? So he's saying, what if Luke beat Vader in Empire Strikes Back? Luke chops Vader's hand after the shoulder hit. What then? Oh my God. I mean, the options are, so open-ended at that point. But I choose to not want that to happen because I think that Empire ended perfectly. And I think, like, I know Return of the Jedi is like the one of the only of the original trilogy movies that a lot of people have some issues with. I personally don't really have any issues with Return of the Jedi. I love the Ewoks. I love that, we see Luke show up in all black, you know, and it's just like, oh shit. And that's the difference from, you know, like how many years between Empire to Jedi was it? Like in within the Star Wars universe? Was it like
1, I think.
Was it 1?
I
thought it was multiple years.
From Empire to Return of the Jedi, it was 1. From A New Hope to Empire Strikes Back was 3.
Okay.
At least that's, I think, Wikipedia or something.
And then that's the problem with The Force Awakens starting and then ending, and then The Last Jedi beginning the next, or literally like the next 20 minutes picks back up. It's like there's no evolution of the characters. There's no change in them. It's just the same goddamn story. You know what I mean? There was nothing. And I don't understand that, man. So let's see. Johnny 5 is alive. So hello, Johnny 5. We were all concerned. The Cobra Viper, the problem with Dune is that the source book is so good and so detailed that it is near impossible to bring it to the big screen. Well, I wouldn't know anything about that. So, but if anybody, and again, I do like Denis Villeneuve. If anybody can pull it off, it's going to be that guy. Yeah. You know, I mean, the dude is so detail oriented. I know I haven't seen Blade Runner 2049 before all of you start, you know, threatening me. I get it. You know, they're all gonna be like, "We're gonna unsub, Jeremy, you bastard." So,
Mario, quark.
Yeah. All right. And the DJD Show, YouTube impressions, satire, gaming, and news, my channel. And you're also a Patreon supporter, so we appreciate that. So everybody go to the DJD Show and shoot him a sub. Very strong supporter of us, the High Council, all the Star Wars Truth channels, the Common Sense channels, and we appreciate it. So Odin's Movie Blog, Inception, bomb. Obi-Wan 27883. I can deal with iconic old Tom Cruise, but not 2002 plus. I understand that. I mean, he was in Taps, man. Taps was so good. Very underrated Tom Cruise flick right there. So From Hell's Heart says 2049 is overrated. Oh, there's Cecil. What's up, Cecil? I'm glad that the rumors that of your demise were not true. We're happy to see you here. No problem, DJD Show. No problem. I appreciate you and your support. So, it's okay. That's just SJW Jeremy speaking. Proper Jeremy saw Blade Runner. Oh man, good stuff. And so the other thing too, there was a couple of the news stories I wanted to talk about too, before we wrapped it up, and we'll probably go for, I don't know. I mean, we've got 560 people still watching, so apparently you guys are enjoying this. So usually when it's just me by myself, there's only like 200 people. So obviously when we bring the big guns in here, you guys show up. That's what I'm talking about.
Now this is modest, Jeremy.
I just really the best thing going on right now is I don't think Uncle Ethan is streaming, so that allows us to get some viewers, because whenever Uncle E is streaming, nobody can.
Just wait. He'll come out and start one like in 6 seconds. But no, Cecil says that the rumors are true. He's a Force ghost.
Alex Rodriguez says, "Holy shit, you read my comment." And I read this one too. Isn't that cool? Let's see. Leave Rainbow Bright alone, says Matt Deckard. Nope, it's Rainbow Brute. It's going to be happening very soon. And so let's see. EVS comes on, I'm gone. That's however it's everybody's gone when EVS comes on. So don't assume his gender bender, says Rebel Scum. Let's see. Taps was amazing, blew me away. It's beautiful, man, says Anomaly Inc. Yes, it was. And I saw that movie later on after the fact. So I didn't really even realize it was a thing. I'm like, wait, Tom Cruise is in this? This is amazing. So the other movie I need to go see is The Equalizer 2. I love Denzel. Still haven't had a chance to go see it yet. I love The Equalizer 1. There's nothing cooler in movies than badass Denzel. When Denzel goes full badass, dude, it's just the coolest thing ever. I love it so much. All right, let's see. Mattuine says, when Kathleen Kennedy denied Carrie Fisher would be in episode 9, do you think JJ and the rest are keep pushing her out of the loop on purpose? # damage control. So I just don't think Kathleen Kennedy knows what she's doing. I really don't. Again, we're talking about someone that allowed Rian Johnson to just do whatever he wanted with The Last Jedi and not worry about any of the carryover stories. There was no communication. There was no meetings. Like, literally, you should have had JJ and Rian. First of all, I still firmly believe JJ probably should have done the whole trilogy under George Lucas's script. That's how it should have went. But you should have. So when you made your mind up, you wanted to go without George's script, and you wanted to have JJ do the first one, Rian Johnson, Colin Trevorrow do the third one. Those three men should have been in a fucking meeting together to talk about the creative choices and the overall arc of the sequel trilogy. That didn't happen. How does that not happen? I don't understand it. I mean, this is the sequel trilogy to Star Wars. I have more communication for my geeksandgamers.com team than Kathleen Kennedy has for the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. It just blows my mind. So I just think Kathleen Kennedy doesn't know what she's talking about. That's where I'm at with it. I don't think that when she made those comments, there was like a thing to push her out per se. I think that the results from The Last Jedi, the handling of the Last Jedi from Lucasfilm, the Solo fallout, how she fired Lord Miller after being 90% done with the movie and inflating the budget to double. I think all of those things, I think Kathleen Kennedy moved herself out. So what do you guys think?
Odin, you can go ahead.
No, I absolutely agree. I mean, you basically hit the nail on the head. Those are all things that I feel like any other executive at this point would have been publicly fired, would have been publicly let go. But because of the circumstances of everything going on with Lucasfilm right now, they're holding off on it. And that's the reason why, as I said, she's going to step down. But in reality, it's her being pushed out the door. And they just want her to still have her, I guess, her honor intact. If that's, if there really is any left at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think too, it's crazy because I feel like Kathleen Kennedy was all up at JJ's business when it came to The Force Awakens. I know she was, they bumped heads with that film, and it's funny because she brings Ryan on, and I don't know. I mean, there apparently didn't seem to be a whole lot of friction between them, or maybe she just had so much input into the movie, and of course Ryan is just carrying out her orders. I mean, maybe that's why there wasn't really any friction, because Ryan is just, the biggest thing he ever did was Looper. I mean, before that, what's he going to say to her? I mean, she's a big time Hollywood producer. I mean, she's done E.T., Jurassic Park, and he's getting paid a ton of money. So I just think that, I think Ryan was just her lapdog, just doing her bidding, and that's why it was such a frictionless process. But then Bob Iger, after The Last Jedi, I think he laid the hammer down.
Yeah, and this story, I retweeted this earlier, and this is not directly tied to like Star Wars, stuff like that, but it is tied to the culture. And I just want to read this story. This is from Clay Travis. He says, a University of Georgia journalism dean and professor has apologized for tweeting that a Republican candidate for governor, who he went to high school with and played Little League Baseball with, was a nice guy. He had to apologize because he said his friend was a nice guy because his friend was a Republican. Again, what the hell is going on, man? Like, what is wrong with these people? It's just, it blows my mind. And this ties directly into what's going on with the geek culture, with comics, with Star Wars, with Thundercats Roar, which is garbage, and so many things with all of this identity politics. I don't understand it, man. And until we have to continue speaking with our wallets. That's very crucial. Because that's the only thing they're going to listen to. That's literally the only thing they're going to listen to. They have their echo chamber on Twitter. And they will continue to retweet each other. Like I said in my video earlier, they don't have a problem hashtagging how much they support diversity and how much they support these characters. But when Solo showed up at the box office, where was those SJWs? Solo lost what? How much did it lose, Odin?
So a bare minimum, $148 million, more likely like closer to $250 million.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens when you pander to SJWs and attack the fans that have made the franchise relevant for all these years through the down times when there was no Star Wars, and just keep doing it. I guess if you want to lose money. So Let's see. Mega Jetty 1, Risky Business, and Tropic Thunder. Two best cruise roles to me. By the way, where's the Les Grossman film? I think everybody wants a Les Grossman film. Yeah, get back. so good. So good. So I think we all want a Les Grossman film. Yeah, and right. Greg Jenkins says one of my favorite of Tom is Legend. Legend is very good and very underrated. Very underrated or very under the radar movie. Thanks, Common Sense crew. Keep up the good fight. Thank you. Have you guys seen Legend?
No, the only thing I know about it though is Tom Cruise is in it, and the chick from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is in it, and Simone. That was it. Yeah, Simone from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So I've had a crush on her ever since I watched that movie when I was like 5 or something. So
that's good stuff. Odin.
That's all. Yeah. That's all I got on that.
That's all good.
Yeah, I've actually never seen it, but I see some people in the comments making certain things about going back to the article that you just read, and I want to say that I feel that just like we're able to, or at least most people I feel are able to separate the art from the artist. I feel that there are so many people, especially in Hollywood, who can't separate a person from their party identification or anything like that. Like basically they think, oh, because this person belongs to this party, it must mean they are like this one other guy who is extreme, but is also just so happens to be associated with said party. And it's just like they can't separate the fact that a person is a person and can be an individual. And even if they might align themselves like belief-wise with a certain political party, that they can also have their own thoughts and their own opinions and actually just be a half decent guy. So yes, there are people who are both Republican, Democrat, Green Party, the rent is too damn high party. If y'all remember that one. I mean, there's just so many different, like they're all like, there are good people in every single political party. It just boggles my mind that so many of these people in Hollywood just can't understand that and can't accept it. And also in higher learning now at this point, because as you said, that was like with college, it's just insanity to me.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. It's truly, it's I just don't understand it, and I never will. So Critterus says 3 words that destroys a man's ego. Is it in? I don't know how that's relevant, but whatever, man. This is a Geeks and Gamers live stream. You never know what's going to happen. Mega Jetty also forgot to mention A Few Good Men, another good cruise role. I love A Few Good Men. Such a great one.
Good flex.
Holy crap.
Oh my God. I just saw that one.
Wow.
Phoenix. Wow. I hope you meant to send that. So if you guys remember, and I'm going to read you in just a minute, Phoenix. I hope you meant to send that much. Somebody sent like $300 on the High Council, but they actually retracted like 200 of it. So that was, and I understand you can hit the wrong thing, but Phoenix, thank you so very, very much. So Phoenix, let's talk about your super chat. Kathleen Kennedy should be called out for reverse sexism and racism. Force should be both male and female, not one or the other. Identity politics have no place in children's movies, and with a brand like Disney, sickening. Seriously, discussing pansexuals in a family movie, 100% right. I have told you guys this 1,000 times. I'm a big Disney fan, and primarily because of Disney World. I love Disney World. I'm an annual pass holder there. Love it. And so I just don't understand how you've built this family-friendly brand and you continue to try and just push identity politics into it with this pansexual stuff. Look at the meme that was created with the Donald Glover and the LL, or what is it, L3? Is that what it is? Where he's like from his America video and he's behind it and he's all grinding up on it. Like, that's what you've created with your craziness. And the Force should not, like, again, all I say is this, and again, it's all about equal treatment. If all the people that defended Kathleen Kennedy for wearing the Force's female shirt, I ask you this: if George Lucas was wearing the Force's male shirt, would you have defended that? Fuck no, you would not have defended that. Absolutely not. So the point is if you can't do one, then you shouldn't be able to do the other. So I think that was very, very dangerous to set that precedent, and she's faced enough backlash, I think, at this point, and I think it's justified. But yeah, to try to put like, and I get it. I know it was a Nike thing where it was like some kind of marketing campaign for the Nike with their new Force is female garbage again. Whatever. The president of Lucasfilm can't show up and support that cause. So what are you guys' thoughts?
No, I agree. And I mean, she has to have, I guess, enough self-awareness to know wearing a shirt like that, what's that going to do? You know, if that picture gets out there, what's it going to do? And I mean, as far as like, I totally agree with Phoenix here. I mean, the Force is the Force. You know, there was never any, you go back to, you know, any Star Wars film, and it was never specified as a gender. And that's something that, you know, she should have, again, she should have just had more self-awareness when it came to, you know, Nike saying, hey, we want you to wear these, Kathleen. And that's where, you know, she's Kathleen Kennedy. She could say, no, I don't want to.
Yep, exactly. And Phoenix did clarify, says, needs to be said, these guys need support. Man, just that's that type of attitude that I've seen from this community, where there's just so much support. And again, as Odin is giving his response, I'm going to drop links again to both Odin's movie blog and John Talks channel. So Odin, what are your thoughts?
Awesome. Yeah, I absolutely agree with everything that's already been said, and it just really boggles my mind that something that's an inanimate thing can somehow have a gender and be engendered in some way. And I think, like, obviously, I think it's hilarious when people say, well, technically, if the Force is anything, it's male because it penetrates us. That was the word that was said. And of course, people say, oh, but the Anakin was conceived by the Force, so obviously the Force must be male. Like, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, okay, you can try and go down that route, but it's not helping anything. Like, at the end of the day, the Force is the Force. Simple as that. It's the same reason why, you know, to talk briefly, I'm not going to go into the depths of it, to talk about, you know, theology for a second. It's like when people say God is male, God is female. No. God is God. God is neither male nor female. The Force also neither male nor female. There is no gender to it. So when people try to bring that nonsense in, it's just like, shut up, go away. And then as far as going to the last question where it says, seriously discussing pansexuals in a family movie. Again, I actually did have a conversation with John Kaz, and he reached out to me and had a conversation back and forth that lasted like 2 days. Like, and I said already, like, I think he was coming from a good place. I honestly do. Obviously, there could be the chance that he was just being, you know, dismissive in certain ways, but I think that he was coming from a good place. But there is no doubt in my mind, based on his response, that he defends the comments still to this day that he said about the film, and defends what he said about, you know, bringing pansexuality into the Star Wars universe, which has no place in a Star Wars film, has no place in a family film, and was just stupid to begin with, and just totally. Because what he doesn't understand is that not only did it ruin Lando for that film, but now he's also ruined it for every Star Wars film that's ever been made, because now that damn droid is a part of the Millennium Falcon. And I love when EVS calls it the Millennium Flamingo, because that's pretty much what it is at this point. And that's why, like, the day I said this to everyone, guys, I'm going to go see episode 9. I'm not going to pay for it. I'm going to go buy a ticket to something else, probably the next Jumanji film, because that's going to be out at the time. I'm going to give them my money, go see episode 9, so that way I can at least, you know, review it, talk about it. But if there's ever a moment where they like play with the ship's controls so that the ship can speak, if I hear the damn droid's voice one more time coming out of the Millennium Falcon, that's when I leave. That's when I say, nope, I'm done. I'm walking out. I'm over with. Because it just was so bad.
And see, and this is a good thing. I still haven't seen Solo, and I still don't know if I'm going to.
Yeah.
You know, I know none of that, and I'm very happy that I don't know any of that. Makes me happy. Waben22 says, stop using Super Chat, Jeremy, and go over to the one Odin uses so I can donate too. And that is Streamlabs. Actually, Odin and I talked to him about that last night. I downloaded Streamlabs a week ago, I think. And so Odin's going to show me the ropes on Streamlabs. Yeah. So hopefully I can get that set up really soon. Michael Dialor, and by the way, Phoenix, thank you again for that. Really appreciate that. Michael Dialor says, best pickup line of all time: sit on my face or I'll eat my heart. What? Hang on. Best pickup line of all time: sit on my face or I'll eat my to your heart. Thoughts? Good Lord.
I need to see this for myself.
Yeah.
Give it a try. That's all I could say. Give that one a shot, see how it works out, and you know, try it on at least 10 different women, and we'll just see how that works out.
Oh man. I'm just gonna leave that one for the audience to decide. So Mr. X, how amazing is that Tom Cruise? Even if he's insane, I love this. I'm gonna read it, and I love this. Okay, how amazing is that Tom Cruise? Even if he is insane, manages to deliver a fun product with no politics. Boom, that's it right there.
Yep.
You may not like him, you may not like his Scientology. Doesn't matter. The man shows up, gives us great performances and a great time at the movies. That's all we want. It's all we want. It's that simple.
He literally puts his body on the line for every Mission Impossible film by themselves. Like he got legit injured for one of the stunts that he did that's still in the movie. And when the moment happened, I'm like, oh man, I know that hurt because I know that he actually got hurt by that. So yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise is just, again, say what you will about his personal life, but man, spot on.
Let's see. OJ Martinez, no, Kathleen Kennedy has not faced enough backlash. She's a witch. Burn her. I knew they were going to come after me when I said that. So, Bagel Goose, 5 words that will ruin any live stream. Cecil won't be joining us. Let me see here. John Smith. Right. Yeah. John Smith. To be frank, I think Kathleen Kennedy has made it clear that she lacks anything resembling self-awareness. Else, Star Wars wouldn't be in the mess it is. That's true. That is true. She has no self-awareness, and very few people at Lucasfilm have self-awareness right now. And that seems to be a common problem with them. Tony Clark, nobody ever questions if Kathleen Kennedy Star Destroyed strap-on is in. Nobody ever questions if Kathleen Kennedy's Star Destroyed strap-on is in. I'm assuming you mean Star Destroyer. They do scream. It is all the way in, yet please God, let it be over. It's harder than forced diversity. The farce is female. Just ask Ryan. What the hell has gotten into you guys tonight? Oh my God. All right. And Critterus. All right. Dude, you guys got to stop. Y'all stop with all of this shit.
Get an NC-17 rating on
really, right? All right. Critter says, why do you kick a midget on the balls when he says your girlfriend's hair smells good? You guys have got to chill on this. Are you guys? Yeah, I think you guys are trying just to troll me. So it's what is it? Let me find it right here. Hang on just a minute.
Oh my goodness
Let me find it.
gracious.
Let me see if I can find it.
When your girlfriend's hair smells good.
Hang on, I'm looking for it right now. Okay, and here we go. All right, here it is.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? Who are your parents? Who are you? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
All right. You guys clean up this super chat, damn it. All right. Let me get caught up here. Nicholas Glenn, Streamlabs is the way to go. Have you checked out the Game Chasers yet, Jeremy? Jay from Game Chasers did a video on Super Chat versus Streamlabs. Man, Nicholas Glenn has been hyping up Game Chasers. I will watch it. I promise I will. All right. And so that's a really good, I have to check that out. So Alex G, oh boy, here we go. He one-ups himself every time with this Mario Kart with a C stuff. So now his says, I don't even know what it says. Track Oreo. So what? He's got Mario Kart with a C spelled completely backwards. So it's
Okay.
TRACOIRAM. The hell, man! You have one-upped yourself completely this time. I couldn't even say it. You've confused me so much. Let's see. Michael Dialer says, you read it wrong, my guy. We need proper Jeremy. I'm trying to read this stuff carefully because we had some guy on the high council that was just saying stuff just to try to get me to say effed up stuff on the air. And so because obviously they're going to try to use that against us, because that's what they do. So when people start just super chatting stuff just to get me to say effed up stuff, that's when I have to dial it back. So Logan Michael 69, say what you want to the heart. What the hell does that even mean, Logan Michael? David K, intro, please. Please, perfect tone and stretch. What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today I'm getting trolled by my super chat community, and everybody's having a lot of fun. So
one day you should just make it like 5 times as long just to see the comments on the video.
Just stretch it out for like a minute.
Wait, so the DJ D show says that actually lost me 3 subs, but it's okay. We lost him 3 subs because I gave him a shout out. What the hell, man?
That's YouTube. That's YouTube for you, right? I mean,
SJWs are subbing to his channel just to intentionally unsub when I tell people to sub, making it look like I've lost all of my power.
Conspiracy.
I will say though, and probably let's go for another 15 minutes. I've had a blast, guys. Like I said, it's the first time I've actually talked to John from John Talk Star Wars. It's been a pleasure having you on. Odin, you with your beard, you're just so intimidating to me.
That's quite the beard there. I wish I could grow a beard like that.
Young Padawans, y'all will soon learn. Y'all will soon learn.
And a frustrated gamer says Jeremy is experiencing EVS's super chat. G&G subscribers are rather touchy, says Atomic Gum. Let's see. Johnny 5 unsubbed. Everybody's unsubbing now. I remember that time where Ethan, when I think he crossed like 60,000 subs, and then everybody started unsubbing to him, and he lost like 1,000, and then they all resubbed. It was funny as that. So I still haven't. I don't know if I've gained all my subscribers back for when I made that James Gunn video. Everybody was pissed off at me. Mm-hmm. So the Iron Jedi. I've never played Mario Chart, and I could beat you. Why don't you ask Ivan Ortega about that? When Ivan comes back to my house, we're going to, because I don't have my internet hooked up to this, or I don't have my capture card hooked up to my SNES Classic, but I will. I'll put the camera on the TV, and you can watch myself and Ivan Ortega play some Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo and watch him get his ass whipped. So, I mean, after I get done with him, he's probably going to support Trump. That's how mad he's going to be at me. So, and let's see. Vasco Zuzu says Overlord DVD on Midnight's Edge after dark tonight at 11. That would be Doomcock. So definitely make sure you guys support Doomcock. Yes, Doomcock will be on this channel a little bit later this week, just whenever we can get it set up. I look forward to that. F-Zero on the screen behind you. That is not fair. I love that game. Mine broke. It's an amazing game. It really is. So you guys play mini games?
I'm not a gamer. No, I haven't played. Gosh, GoldenEye was the last time I was in a video game. So I usually get crap from everybody on my channel about that. Definitely a few people, but no. How about you, Odin?
No, it's the same. So I mean, my golden age of gaming was the N64, so I still have it. So I can still play the original Mario Kart 64. I could play GoldenEye 007, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I mean, just and as far as favorite wrestling games, because Jeremy, you always say that you really like WCW versus NWO World Tour. Mm-hmm. My favorite is No Mercy.
Oh yeah, No Mercy was great.
No Mercy. But as far as modern games, the most modern game that I play on a consistent basis is Pokemon Go. That's like the most modern game I play. You're a greenhorn then. So
yeah,
very much.
So you're a SJW gamer then. So no, I'm kidding.
Perth Comics says, John and Odin, you need to move into the 21st century.
No, as a matter of fact, proper Jeremy loves Pokemon Go. Proper Jeremy thinks it's a great game. I'm trying to see what people are saying real quick. I played Pokemon Go for like a week when it was like everybody was playing it, and then I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever, and then I stopped playing it immediately just because, yes, Odin, play God of War. You got to play God of War. Hey, look, and here's what's going to happen very soon, still have 540 people watching. Very soon, I'm going to head over to New Orleans, and I'm going to hang out with Odin, and we're going to do some vlogging from the French Quarter and Bourbon Street. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So do you guys want to see that? Do you guys want to see some live vlogging with myself and Odin from New Orleans?
You'll get to see a very uncomfortable Odin because Odin stays away from those areas every other time of the year. I'll do it for you. I'll go there for you.
It's not really my thing either. I'm not a big, I've been to New Orleans a few times, but there's got to be some decent gaming shops out there and stuff like that, or like some retro gaming stores or toy stores or something like that.
Yeah,
so.
I told you about one. It's called it's a bar, but it has like old school like arcade games that you can actually still play. So they're all like legit old school arcade games. They all still work. And it's called Barcadia. That's what it's called. And they've got amazing burgers. So we could easily have lunch and play some arcade games there.
I like it. Man, there's more people saying no than I thought though. Some people like no. So everybody was happy when I said that me and Ivan was going to go to Disney though and blog from there. So, but what, you guys don't want me and Odin to hang out? Is that what it is? I mean,
is it because I'm white? Is that what it is?
I should have titled this The White Male Show. We should do this on a weekly basis and call it The White Male Show. And I'll use that meme I used with the SJW where she's like, "You're a white male." Yeah, we know. So the white male live stream. That's what we'll name it. So I'm sure everybody will dig that. So the Cobra Viper, I bought Battlefront 2 at its release, still wrapped in the plastic. And I like Battlefront 2, so I don't play it as much as I want to because I don't play any games as much as I want to, but I enjoy Battlefront 2, the new one and the old one. Nicholas Glenn, Doomcock is getting back into gaming. Well, that's good. Maybe me and Doomcock can talk about some gaming, some Star Wars, and whatever else Lord Doomcock wants to talk about. Let's see. Nicholas Glenn, Rad Junk in Mary Esther is a good retro store. I think I've been to Rad Junk in Mary Esther. I think I have. There's a couple of them over in Mary Esther. I think I've been there, though. So,
Voorhees 67 supports you. Says, "Go to New Orleans, Jeremy. I fully support it. Just don't drown."
Let's see. Are we getting proper Jeremy or Jer Binks in New Orleans? Says Kego Rogers.
From Bourbon Street, proper Jeremy might be great. Oh, yeah. What is this nonsense? What is this? Nudity? Oh, what is this nonsense?
Let's see. Oh, there's so many super chats coming in now. Let me see. Mega Jetty 1. Anyone ever play Super Star Wars for the Super Nintendo? It was my intro into Star Wars before I saw the movies. The badass bosses would make the movies epically better. Yes, Super Star Wars for the Super Nintendo. The entire trilogy is on the Super Nintendo. Those games are hard as hell, and they're so good, and they still hold up today. You can get the first Super Star Wars on PS4, I believe, on digital. So I love it, though. Love those games. I think I'm going to do a video here for the channel talking about how the Super Nintendo is the greatest system ever made. I think I'm going to do that. So the DJD show tried to keep the nudity at a minimum, not Jay or Odin.
Oh, so DJD wants us to show a little skin.
Yeah, okay. I guess so. Bagel Goose, the Privileged Podcast.
Yes.
That's good stuff. Easy Cheese 788, unsubbed white males not white enough. I
didn't even know I was white. It didn't like I had to think about it. I'm like, oh, I am white. Gosh, my goodness.
The Cobra Viper, no, I want to play it, but school and stuff. I totally understand, man. I totally understand. Yeah. John Smith, somehow 2 non-drinkers exploring the French Quarter doesn't seem as exciting as one might think. That's probably why they're like, that sounds boring. Neither one of you betas drink, so why do we want to send you over there? That's good stuff. But we can laugh at all the other drunk people, and that is true. That would be the fun part. So
yes. Plus, we can still shove food down our faces. Like, how's that not entertaining? I mean,
that's right. Point of Light Prods finally agrees with something I said and says the SNES is the best console. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's the greatest console ever made.
Kiga Rogers says, wear blue wigs and troll SJWs in New Orleans.
Let's see. Darth Yake says, I'll get drunk for you. Sharknado Watch Party. Yeah. I have never seen a Sharknado movie.
Oh,
I've never seen one. I think I saw bits and pieces of the first one just to see how crazy it was because I wanted to see whatchamacallit. Dude from Beverly Hills 90210's on it. So I wanted to see that. I thought it would be funny. So Point of Light Prod says, I agree with you a lot, Jeremy. I know I was messing with you earlier about the whole Dune Star Wars thing. James Dean says PS2 is the greatest. Fight me. It's the greatest Blu-ray player ever. Boom. Boom. But PS2 is a great system, no doubt. I thoroughly enjoyed the PS2, but bottom line, Super Metroid, Mario Kart, Super Mario World, the list goes on and on. Turtles in Time, Tecmo Super Bowl. There's just so many great games on the Super Nintendo. You can't even compare. So it's just amazing. Castlevania, Mega Man. There's so many good games. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. Once again, do you guys want to have it? Do you guys have anything you want to do a shout out or any plugging or anything you want to do? Feel free to do so. I'm gonna drop links to your channels again really quick. So, you guys have anything? You guys got anything?
I just wanted to say thanks, Jeremy, for having me on. And gosh, there's so many channels out there at the moment. I can't really pinpoint one or two. But I just want to say thank you, and I just wanted to say thanks to the community out there and everybody who's tuned in this live stream, and just everyone out there, because contrary to popular, or I should say that the media opinion out there, this really it's a great community. It's a great group of people, and you guys rock. So that's pretty much all I got to say.
Odin?
No, I had to say the same thing. So thank you, Jeremy, for having me back on. It's been so much fun once again. So I always love being here. And thank you so much for all the support. It's been great. And also congratulations again on 70K. And also because Mex wanted to see it, I have to do the pencil beard for any of my followers.
There we go.
There it is, guys.
All right, I got a couple of super chats that I'm not going to miss them, guys. So let's see. Nicholas Glenn just got NBA Jam on the SNES at Retropalooza in Houston. Oh, NBA Jam is so good.
Yes.
Jephthah Avandano. Hey, what do you think about the idea of a Order 66 Star Wars movie detailing the fall of the Jedi Temple and Jedi Council and any survivors? I freaking love this idea.
Yes.
I love it. And I don't know of any like Star Wars fan that would be against this idea to see that element and getting more details behind that. I'm like 1000% in favor of this. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I would love to see it. I think it would be pretty cool to, because you got a glimpse of it in Revenge of the Sith, but to actually see it, I guess on a, in a more intimate and also larger scale, I think it would be really cool.
Yeah. Odin.
No, I agree. I think it's just like, it's such
how you got the pins.
To me, to me, it would just be so badass. It's starting to slip out, but to me, it was just so badass to have that story connecting all the films to each other. And
that would be cool.
There we go.
And the DJ D show says, no, I meant show some on the French Quarter, not you two. So he's not showing some again. Are you guys not going to let us leave? Let's see here. The Cobra Viper. Thanks, Jeremy, for having my super chats on. Cobra Viper is always trolling me. So Obi-Wan27883. Don't forget about Shannon. Definitely. I will look into this more. I will probably mention it in my video tomorrow. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. I'm definitely going to do a Guardians video talking more about the cast and everything that's going on with that. But yes, definitely Shannon McRandall. Check her out, her GoFundMe account. She may have uploaded a new one, and we definitely need to come together as a community and continue to support her. If you don't have the income to support, just share it, tell people about it, make people aware. Awareness is very important in these situations. So if you don't feel like, oh, I don't have any money, I can't, it doesn't matter. Just tell people about it, share it, make people aware of it, tell other YouTubers about it that might not be aware. There's so many things you can do outside of just being financial, by doing financial obligations with it. Just talk to people about it. So Tony Clark, you should have gunned your old Disney tweet, Jeremy. The Force has summoned Darth Trollus to bring balance to the chat. You know what? And I just thought about it. I was just going to do some sarcastic stuff today. Like today, I was just saying, hey, if anybody sees anything offensive I've said in the past, I just want to make sure I make a point to not apologize for anything I've ever said. And you all need to grow some balls and man up. So just in case, I was going to say that earlier, but then I decided to talk about the Disney thing. So let's see. Club Star Wars. Could a Force ghost use a lightsaber? Well, I mean, according to Ryan Johnson, Yoda can use lightning, so why don't he just come on back over to Crate and do some Raiden Mortal Kombat lightning on the First Order? I don't, I don't really know. It depends on who you're asking, I guess. So
because they're saving him to train Rey officially. No, scratch that. She's a Mary Sue. She can do whatever she wants. She doesn't need training. She's more powerful.
Right.
She's more powerful than Yoda could ever have been.
Real quick before we leave. So what were your guys' thoughts on The Force Awakens when you saw it? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Did you think, okay, I think I trust him going somewhere? What were your thoughts on it?
Well, after I seen it, my response, so I said to my friend, I was like, I think it's okay. But then I saw The Last Jedi, and I was like, wow, The Last Jedi makes The Force Awakens look like, almost look like a masterpiece. Here's the thing, though. The one thing that I really felt that The Force Awakens did really well was it's just set up so many interesting questions, and it made you wonder, like, okay, even if you weren't like, super thrilled about the movie, I was still excited to see episode 8. I was still excited to see, like, where are they going to go with all this? How are they going to kind of develop these storylines and reveal some things? And Ryan Johnson just it was just so unsatisfying overall. So I think The Force Awakens gets a lot of crap. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. And at the same time, I mean, for some of the people out there, I don't think it's necessarily as good. But I thought it was a solid introduction to the sequel trilogy. So.
Yep, that's true. And Anna just joined us. Anna, and we were about to wrap this up. Everybody keeps making us stay, though, so we'll see how much longer we're going to be here. But Odin, quick thoughts?
Yeah, no, and just as you said the last time, we are both wokies. We both liked The Force Awakens because it really was like, was it a perfect film? No. I mean, it was not a perfect film, and it had flaws in it. But to me, those flaws were forgivable if the next movie was going to pick it up and address some of them and, maybe fix a couple of them. Because obviously a lot of people are still mad about Han Solo being killed, but that's what Harrison Ford wanted from a very long time ago. He's been wanting that to happen. So that's why I was like, okay, I can forgive that because that's what he wanted to happen. So he got what he finally wanted, but then they just did nothing with it. And everything they've done with Kylo Ren since then has just been awful. He's turned into this emo child, which is just stupid. So I liked it. I thought that it had a lot of potential. I was excited for all of the questions that it asked. And then all those questions were not even answered, not even ignored. They were just thrown away by Ryan Johnson. So yeah, Force Awakens was okay. That's what I will say.
San Burbia, will you speak about Isaac Cappy and his allegations against Seth Green and Claire Grant being pedophiles? He says he has also named Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg, and others. # Survivor Stories. I would have to look further into that, but if there's any, good sources on it, I will definitely check out and I will definitely cover that. So that's a lot to take in right there. I haven't heard anything about that, but I'll do some research on that. But that sounds pretty crazy to me. Let me see. Last few comments. All right. Force Awakens is 6 out of 10. I think that's probably a fair score. That's probably what a lot of people would put it at. Man, these people are commenting. Let's see. Holy shit, need to research. Yeah, that's a lot, man. Especially when you're talking about Spielberg and Tom Hanks. But again, accusations, we're not going to treat situations with accusations like the internet treated Chris Hardwick when they just completely threw him under the bus just because of a simple accusation. So why aren't you inviting John to New Orleans? John lives in like Michigan. I don't think John wants to drive down here. Let's see.
I can tell you, flights to New Orleans are not cheap either. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Morgan McGinnis, Jeremy can get decals to sell to you guys. G&G logos off the chain. Morgan, you've been trying to send these to get with me on this for a while. So have you sent me an email on it? If you have, I probably haven't seen it. So please spam me again. Keep hitting me on the email, jeremy@geeksandgamers.com. I'd love to see what you got going on. And at this point, yeah, man, I love I love all of the support we have from the community and everything. It means a lot. It blows me away that so many people are so invested in the Geeks and Gamers. Something that I just kind of created, and it kind of was there for a while, and it started to slowly gain momentum, and now it's just it's become such a big thing, and it continues to grow every day, and it humbles me, but it motivates me at the same time. And I'm honored to have such talented and intelligent people part of the team. And we're just going to keep kicking ass and taking names and dropping the truth. And it's going to piss some people off, and that's fine. That's what life's all about. You're never going to make everybody happy, so you might as well just say whatever's on your mind. I've learned that the hard way. Don't ever pander to people. Don't ever say what you think people want to hear. Say whatever the fuck you want to say, and let the chips fall where they may. If people eventually unsubscribe to this channel because they don't like some opinion I have, then I'm sorry, man. I'm not your safe space. And at some point, I'm always going to say something you disagree with. Same thing with Odin, same with John. I'm sure there's things that I say sometimes that they disagree with, but they're not little sweethearts. They're not little betas where they run in a corner because somebody has a dangerous opinion. Oh, a dangerous opinion. So just that's my advice. Just speak your mind and don't ever pander to anyone. Never apologize to these SJWs. Don't give it in, and just tell it like it is.
Go to the Mary Sue website if you want a safe space, because they moderate their comments, and
after they make racist accusations about white males, then they talk about how they don't accept hate speech.
We don't like hate in our comments, so please get that out of here. Thank you.
Voorhees 67 is the thought that counts. Jeremy, Voorhees 67, where's your other accounts? Voorhees 68, Voorhees 69, Voorhees 70K. What's going on here, man? I thought we had an agreement. And let's see, Nicholas Glenn, John, I lived in Grand Rapids for 5 years. Love Michigan. So, you've been hanging out with? Can you straighten Eminem out up there since he's turned full SJW? Can you talk to him, John?
I'll do my best, but I think he's unfortunately, I think he's beyond saving when it comes to his SJW stance. I don't know, but after his last album flopped, and it flopped horrendously, maybe that will be enough to get him to realize, you know what, I need to stay out of politics. So hopefully he got the message, because I think his music is just better when he doesn't go there.
We live in a world where Eminem is playing the victim card now, and Eminem is acting offended over things. What kind of warped reality are we in? Growing up, when Eminem came out with the Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers LP, I could have never imagined I would live in a world where Eminem would be offended by something and playing the victim. Oh my God, it just blows my mind.
That's a great point.
It's unbelievable.
What was that song that he wrote about him, like essentially like beating up somebody, like abusing a female?
Oh, it was Kim.
Kim, that's right. Yeah.
And so I love old school Eminem, and now this cat is playing the victim. Like, how in the world have we gotten to this point?
We know what the next step is, though.
What's that?
Spacey's Law.
Oh. Yep. And Space Bear says Trump ignoring Eminem is great. Yeah, that hurt his feelings. It really did. It hurt his feelings bad. Eminem went from the king to, the baddest dude on the block, to where he was basically literally begging Trump to acknowledge me, and he never would. It was so funny. Mega Jetty 1, everyone watch the Itchy and Scratchy episode of Dazed and Confused, the 30-second one. The episode is The Last Jedi, and Bart, Lisa, and Krusty's remarks are my thoughts. I'll have to check that out. So, all right, we're going to wrap this up. I've got stuff to do. I know these guys have got stuff to do. John, it's a pleasure having you on the Geeks and Gamers channel. I hope that this is the first of many. You've been great. I've enjoyed your channel for a long time. I hope you continue kicking ass, taking names over there. Odin, your disrespect to Nolan has left you out of a job. You no longer, no, I'm kidding. It's great having Odin on. The response to Odin's videos here for the Geeks and Gamers channel has been great. And I appreciate you guys welcoming him in, full beard and all. And so for John, for Odin, and for Anna, who showed up just a few minutes ago, you guys have a great night, and we will see you later.